Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is patch 13.2 time. My name is Dean.
Yeah, my name is Tyler, and we got a big patch here for you. So, strap in, sit down, buckle up, grab yourself, I don't know, something to drink, and let's get it going. But I know Dean had a couple things we want to talk about first.
Yeah, let's bring that on stage. The Varys voiceover rework is out. I wanted to go onto the LoL wiki, and I just wanted to see how many fucking lines he actually had. Because he has over 10 minutes now. How many?
He had more than I thought. He had two taunts.
Like prior?
Yeah, he had two taunts, two jokes. Looks like, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe 10 or 12, like, moving lines.
I don't care about grunts.
7 attacking.
1, 2, 3, 4.
7 attacking, then, 5, 6, obviously, 7, 8, 9, grunts
10,
for
11,
abilities.
12. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, he has over 10 minutes of voice now, which is great.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't realize that Varys, of course, is the Darkin that inhabits the bow, and it's also composed of 2 men. So it's 3 souls. I don't know what you call it. Three souls inhabiting one body. So
right.
I haven't listened through everything, but I'm sure that they incorporate that pretty well. Also, the other thing that's really interesting, and I believe we just had the Nidalee voiceover updates. Maybe there was another one. Oh, maybe it's Milio too. But Varys, Nidalee, and maybe it is Milio are all have lines towards Neferi, the new champion.
Okay.
And we have no leaks or anything on that. I have not seen a single thing about... Because this champion is supposed to come out this month.
Right, that's kind of impressive. They haven't leaked anything.
Yeah, it's kind of making me hype. Because normally it's like, oh, it's all over Reddit. And It's like, oh, we already know what this fucking champion's all about. But it's cool. It's supposed to be some kind of Darkin. And Varys has some voice lines towards them. I'm not sure what we're talking about yet. But
whatever Neferi is.
Yeah, so that's... that should be pretty hyped. I'm hoping maybe they'll get released when the summer event comes out, which I should probably I'm gonna guess is the next patch.
Yeah, it's not on this one.
Next
so
two.
It's probably on the next one. Honestly, probably not gonna wait too long because the next one should be the 28th. That's right before 4th of July.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably the next one.
So
catch people while they're gonna spend money. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly. Bring me back your shop or whatever and make me spend money. So
they will. It's around a holiday. People are willing to spend money. So sorry for all you non-U.S. residents, but it's a holiday for the United States, which may delay that. No, it won't delay anything actually because it's in the middle, unless they delay it by a week. I don't know. They're weird.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's on a Tuesday.
It's on a Tuesday, and it's the week after the patch, theoretically.
Oh,
you know what? There is. I know on LoL Wiki there is actually a. I'll see if I can find it. It's actually a patch.
Oh,
schedule.
right. The dates or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where the hell I can find it at, but.
And then I think the one other thing I wanted to mention is I personally have not been playing that much League. I said I think on the last episode, Diablo 4 is just consuming my life. But the few games I have been playing, it's literally just been playing Ivern. And guys, Ivern is fucking busted. And the main reason I wanted to say that is because he's not getting touched at all this patch.
Yeah,
Nothing.
He's not at all. That's actually kind of nuts.
He is, I wanted to go on to LoLlytics. He is still sitting at a 54% win rate in Gold Plus. His pick rate is 3.5%, so it's pretty small, but like that's 220,000 games, 54% win rate. He's not S plus tier. I think that's just because of the pick rate, but like, and he's not getting banned either. That's the crazy thing. This champion is so simple, and he's ungodly overpowered. Played a few games with Steven the other day, and I got our boy Steven back to gold.
Woo!
Just went ham as Ivern. So keep abusing Ivern.
I'm slowly climbing. I'm using the Nico and the Heimerdinger support right now, dude, and it's working, which is sad.
Oh yeah, let's take a peek at you really quick.
While you're getting that, I do have the patch schedule. So we will see a patch on June 28th, and then it'll be 3 weeks until July 19th. Okay. So they are taking that summer week off.
I bet In July is when the event is.
Yeah, I bet we won't see. They said this month though. That's weird. I feel like you
Yep.
wouldn't release a champion and then have it be either really OP or really shitty and be gone for 3 weeks. But like
You,
it's
you,
Riot, so
yeah, you think.
you fucking
Okay,
got wrong.
so you're sitting at Silver 3. Okay, we can do it. We got a month.
Yeah, I just
We just
got
need to do it. I
promoted
just need to play
back
Ivern. Speaking of, we'll have a gameplay coming out this weekend and demonstrating the powerfulness of Ivern and Rel.
Yeah.
We had a pretty good game the other day. We just it's OP. We did work.
It was pretty good. No, I was a fan. I gotta say.
Support superiority. Okay?
Right.
That's what it's gonna be. So look forward to that on Saturday. But yeah, guys, let me minimize that. I'm gonna keep the Lawlytics thing open because I want to look at champions win rates as we go over them. But yeah, let's get into the patch. So we got a handful of nerfs, handful of buffs, a lot of system changes, and then the Shanghai scroll skins look fucking great.
Yep, I gotta say,
especially
I'm a
the
fan
Tom
of
Kench one.
Shanghai Bard.
They all look
The
fucking
Leona
sick.
one, I think we talked about. That's the Chrysalis Modus one. That one's cool.
Gemstone, yeah.
Right. The Lilia one, that one's cool. That one looks a little too much like Shanghai Nico, though, in my opinion. But that's okay. The Kog'Maw one's cool looking too. But yeah, I do like the Bard one.
I love the Kench.
Kench is cool too. Yeah.
It's also he's fucking gigantic too. We always talk about how big he is.
Right.
Like, I love it. Okay.
Kind of like Cho'Gath, right? Mm-hmm. So okay.
All right. So,
wow, we got a lot here. So I guess we got champions first, as per usual. So you want to start off with Ashe?
Yeah, let's talk about it. I know Ashe you've been playing a lot of. You've been playing Ashe support, right?
I had been. I just haven't been winning with Ashe support, so I stopped playing it, and I picked up Nico instead.
So it seems like they want her to be back in the marksman position, not just support. So we're looking at passive Frost Shot.
Yep.
The bonus damage was 115% plus 75% plus 35% of critical strike chance. Now it's 120% and then keeping the other 75 and 35% critical strike chance. They're slowly like bumping it up. Wasn't it like 105? I feel like at the beginning of the year it was like 105 and they're slowly just bumping it up.
They're trying to get her back in that role, and I know the reason they're doing this with the passive is because she's been really good with Triforce. And so...
Hold on, pause. Every champion has been good with Triforce.
Ashe in particular, though, as a champion that, like... She does a lot of damage early as, like, a lane bully, but outside of lane, she's not... She's more based on, like, attack speed, right? And she gets a lot from her Frost Shot, so she becomes a little bit more of a low-damage marksman mid to late game, but you're using her for her CC at that point, right? Triforce was giving her so much extra damage, it was making her more effective than her crit builds or even her on-hit builds. It was actually gross, and so they're trying to get out of that by putting power into crit
builds.
Right. Trying to just rework some of that power into crit builds and into other ratios as opposed to her
like bruiser
Triforce,
builds,
right?
Like Triforce.
Right.
All right, and then volley, the physical damage was 10 to 70 plus 100% 80. Now it's 20 to 80.
Yep.
With that 180. And then the R Enchanted Crystal Arrow damage was 200 to 600 with 100% AP ratio, and it's going to keep the same base, and then it's going to have 120% AP ratio. Okay, so maybe if you're still a fan of those, if you're still in the fan of the support builds, sure. Or even if you go like Rageblade or something, just a little extra AP.
Right. Plus you're getting the penetration on Rageblade, so yeah, you're getting more than just a little extra, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty. It's just kind of rounding her out. I think I would expect to see her a little bit more often in.
To be fair, you're not using her ulti for damage.
No, it just helps when it has damage.
Exactly. All
right. GP Gangplank E recharge rate decreased. So they had it at recharge timer was 18 seconds at all ranks. It's now 18, scaling down to 14. No one's playing Gangplank right now, so
I feel like this is a revert.
I think it is.
a few patches ago they did this.
Right.
Yeah, I just like Gangplank's like big items. So here's the other thing, and I notice I'm looking at items. Gale Force is like probably the best marksman item, or like crit mythic.
Okay.
I think it's performing really fucking too well. I don't see, and again, Triforce too, right?
Sure.
A lot of ADs and crit champions aren't building. Like I haven't seen Infinity Edge in a minute. I've seen the occasional, whatchamacallit, what's the other one?
Navori?
The cooldown reduction. No, I've seen a handful of Navori, but it feels like Gale Force is just outperforming in all the crit things, and I think that's been hitting hard a little bit on GP.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I believe it, and just to kind of further explain, like I haven't seen a lot of Navori, and for a champion like Ezreal who can build 6 mythics and still perform well, when he builds Navori, he sucks. Kind of tells you where the other items are at, because the other items are just that much more powerful. So I think that I know Gale Force is on this patch. I'm sure it's getting nerfed on this patch. I haven't looked yet, but I know it's on the rundown header. So we will see where that's coming from, and maybe that's why they're buffing the E, so that they're getting rid of Gale Force on GP, possibly to try to push him into the he's a crit fisher. Like that's all. That's really what Gangplank is. He's not really there to. He can fight you 1-on-1, but he really is just looking for that big crit hit. That's the name of that champion. So you get a good barrel crit hit, and you're in business. If you don't, then you're kind of fucked. So depending on how good you are. So I think that's what they're trying to do here is get him off of having a dash with an execute, instead
See, I don't
back
even
to more
think
of his identification.
Here, let me even see. Let me look at what Gangplank is on the analytics really quick. Homie's at a 50%.
That's not bad. He's actually at 50.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna see him a low elo because people suck.
People are still building Navori. No, like some
And I believe
people
it.
are building.
I
Some
believe
people
it.
are building Gale Force, but it's not that many.
I mean, I get the Navori, right? You're gonna get extra damage by popping a barrel with a parlay than you would if you had Gale Force, right? But
It's just the cooldown reduction is like
right,
the big thing
helpful,
for that. I mean,
for sure.
Triforce is still in there, but not. I don't know. He's just
he's
not
really
even
good with
played that
Essence
much.
Reaver still. So I feel like Essence Reaver into something else is probably better. But I don't know. I don't play Gangplank, and I suck at him. So
Cool. All right, let's move on to Gragas.
Graggy Ice.
I've seen this champion was played a lot at MSI.
Yeah.
This champion's like really OP.
Mm-hmm.
So passive, the happy hour, the healing. The cooldown was 8 seconds. Now it's 12 seconds.
Ouch.
But they're compensating and giving his mana cost on his Q was 80. Now it's dropping from 80 to 60 per rank. And this, of course, is what you max first. And it's like, why did they need to do that? I feel like he's too OP. This is like also incentivizing like
AP builds.
lane. I was gonna say like solo lane,
Right.
lowering the mana cost. I mean, sure, the sustain's down 4 seconds, but like, oh man, this champion. I feel like let me look at Gragas' win rate, because I feel like this champion just doesn't lose much.
I feel like
in
you're incentivizing AP Gragas by lowering the mana cost of barrel roll. Because that's where he's gonna, be able to use it a little bit more often, and then he's not AP Gragas isn't so worried about the passive, whereas like Tank Gragas is more played around the passive and the W, right? So it's kind of what I'm thinking.
I just feel like there's no bad builds on this dude.
Not really. He's pretty well rounded.
I mean, you can go tank or
Right.
AP.
Right, he's
Like,
pretty well
it's just-
rounded one way or the other. And you can even kind of go like that hybrid, like a AP bruiser, where you're going you go
like Iceborne and
right, Iceborne or
demonic.
right, or you
Aurora.
could even go I don't think anyone's doing it, but I think you could even go Rod of Ages there too, just because the Catalyst passive that provides sustain, There's just so much you could do with Gragas that, like, I feel like it's a good champion to play right now, just in general. If you're playing, whether it's top lane, mid lane, jungle, he probably slots in pretty well, just because the items are there for whatever your needs may be.
All right. All right. Well, Steven, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why you're not
Steven will
playing
be happy
Gragas.
about that.
All right, moving on to Cassante. The E cooldown is increased. This champion does suck in low elo. He probably still only has like a 48% win rate across the board, but people that play him in high elo are really good, and this champion's really fucking annoying in high elo. So they are reducing the footwork cooldown. That's the dash. It was 9 to 7 seconds. It's now going to be 10.5 to 8.5 seconds. So a second and a half extra, just to slow him down a little bit.
I mean, it's that level. I don't think I think you max a second. I don't know play that much, but
I don't know.
if you're maxing a second, you're gonna feel that 1.5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
early. So,
Oh, yeah.
moving on to Kaisa. 80 growth increased. Attack damage growth 2 to 2.6.
I heard about this. It's to help her with her passive Q evolution.
Yeah, just to get it a little bit easier.
Right. That's literally all it is. It's just for that. So increase it enough. It says here, for example, this should grant her Q evolution at level 9 with Storm Razor, Pickaxe, Dorn's Blade, and 1 adaptive instead of having to wait until level 11. So that's just like I said, just trying to get that Q upgrade to this champion and incentivize less on hit and more crit. So Kha'Zix is next. Base AD decreased by 3 from 63 to 60. I don't know if that's enough.
Kha'Zix still OP.
Yeah, I don't know if that's enough, but I haven't seen a lot of Kha'Zix. Seen a lot of people opting for tanky junglers actually. So
Man, he's still sitting. He's at a 52% win rate.
That's
But
pretty
his pick rate is 15%.
that's pretty high.
Yeah,
That's really high.
I mean, even though Yomu's got nerfed last patch, but it's still really fucking good on him.
There's so many items he can go too. I mean, he still does, I think, well with Dustblade too. Just being able to have that extra, like, oh, I can go invisible and I can go untargetable, and it's gonna be really hard for you to figure out where the hell I am and to hit me, So I feel like that's like another way to just play like assassin in and out kind of fight. So like Gragas, he's got a lot of options, I think, right now. So
Okay, moving on to Kog'Maw, who I think was another OP with the Rageblade changes. He is getting a W nerf. So Bio Arcane Barrage was 3.5 to 6.5, plus 1% per 100 AP of target's max health. Now it is 3 to 6% plus 1% per 100 AP. Yeah, I mean it might make a difference. He's kind of OP with the Rageblade. I'm looking up. I'm gonna look at his win rates actually. That did not.
Kog'Maw's always been one of those champions that's really good with on-hit items too. I've always been kind of curious to see. I've always kind of wondered, like, how does Navori work with Kog'Maw? Do people, it's not an item people usually build. There's usually 5 other items people would rather build. But I just was always curious because of does a W count as an ability or is a basic attack? Like, does he get the increased damage on the W?
I don't know.
I always was curious.
You're on LoLlytics. You're fucking trolling if you're not building Rageblade.
Oh no, 100%. Like you have to, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying.
No, this is really fucking funny because it shows like the highest win rate mythic and pick rates. So Rageblade is a 55% win rate when you pick it,
right? And
it's picked 95% of the time in all Kog'Maw games. 95%, and then next. So it's 210,000 games with Rageblade, and then the next is Triforce with 400 games.
Oh my god!
And then it just slowly Navori is 200 games. Like, yeah, just do not pick anything but Rageblade on this dude. I remember back in the day, Triforce was like big on him, but
yeah,
just the AP ramping and the double hit and the pen is so fucking nasty on this dude. I think he's completely useless without an enchanter.
I don't know. I just banned this champion because every time I have to go against it, my team doesn't know what to do and they take a shit. So this champion literally is on my permaban list, and it feels like it's been working out well for me. So,
all right,
Lucian. Speaking of Navori, here's a champion that can use it, but not very often seen in the game at the moment. So, passive damage decreased, activation conditions adjusted. So the Light Slinger. For those that don't know, if he gets a heal or a shield, I believe, is what currently gives him on-hit magic damage. So it says here, the vigilance damage, it was 14 plus 20% AD. It's going to go down to 10 plus 15% AD. And that hits as magic damage on hit. The activation conditions, so it says, when Lucian is empowered by another ally, his next 2 basic attacks will deal bonus magic damage. When Lucian is healed or shielded by an ally, or when a nearby enemy champion is immobilized, his next 2 basic attacks will deal bonus damage. So that is new. They took off the empowerment, and I think part of that was because Shirelia's would allow him to get his passive like that. So they just said, you know what, this should go to healer shielding, because that's really, I think, what they intended originally. But I do like the addition of the nearby immobilized enemy. It kind of helps work against like Even Shroud, that's really popular, right? So you might have champions that go in intentionally to be immobilized to deal damage, or to try to immobilize you and then become immobilized themselves, i.e. Amumu. And so that would give Lucian some bonus damage against those kinds of champions as well. So
Yeah, it's also not limiting him to just an enchanter.
Right.
So, I mean, immobilized is any form of CC, right? Or is it hard CC?
Immobilized hard CC, so that's a no, not silence. That's a snare, stun, knock up, knock back. Suppress. Yeah, suppression would be an immobilization, right? I think that's everything.
Oh, let's see. Okay, yeah. So abilities that ground, silence,
Ground.
blind, slow movement, attack speed, and reduced sight do not count.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's like stunned, rooted,
Yeah.
etc., etc. Okay.
So I like that. So that allows him to play with an Alistair or something like that, or
yeah, like
Leona
Nautilus.
or Nautilus, right?
Yeah, I like that.
So
Okay.
instead of Lucian Janna or Lucian Yumi or fucking Lucian Nami, they're trying to separate that thing.
Moving on to Lulu, which we were just talking about with Kog'Maw. Base stats, armor was 29, now it is 26. The passive damage was 15 to 117 based on level. Now it is 9 to 111 based on level.
Okay.
And then the E help picks. Shield value was 75 to 215 with a 55% AP ratio. Now it is 75 to 235 with a 55% AP ratio. So they're buffing that, okay? So
Buffing
they
it
get a little
late.
compensation.
Right.
That's fine. I'm always about, like, just reducing damage by supports and then buffing what they're meant to be doing.
Right. I just can't stand playing that champion. I feel so bored playing Lulu these days that I'm like, give me any other champion. I'm so tired of it.
Bro, I'm playing Ivern. How do you think I fucking feel?
Ivern's kind of fun, though, because he's kind of trolly. Lulu's just like, EQ. Oh, you came in, polymorph. Like, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's not that interactive. I think I've played enough Lulu in the past that I just don't give a shit about playing her anymore either. All right, Milio next on the list. He was definitely due. He's been like top tier support for a while. Base armor decreased, armor growth decreased, passive empowered attack damage decreased. So, base stats going from 28 armor to 26, and his growth was 4.9. It's going to be 4.6. It's going to keep him extra squishy, allowing people to actually bully him as they should be able to. And the passive, fired up, the empowered attack damage was 15 to 35% AD based on allies level. It's now just 15% AD based on allies level. So that's a hard fucking nerf. That he is not going to get any late game scaling on that at all.
Yeah, he's right now sitting at a 53.5% win rate with a 17% pick rate. Yeah, he's S+ tier. He's top of the...
And I haven't played against anybody who's playing him. Or picking him. That's weird. Very strange.
Crazy.
Right.
Okay. I moved on to Nasus, our favorite
The Doge.
passive in the game. The Soul Eater passive, the lifesteal was 9 to 19%. Now it is 11 to 21%. So
Why?
Extra sustain. And then the R, Fury of the Sands, cooldown was 120 seconds. Now it is scaling down 120 to 80 seconds. Okay,
Like it.
that's big.
I take it. I've seen some... I was playing with an Nasus the other day. Dude was so strong that he had like 1,300 stacks at like 25 minutes or something like that. It was insane. I'm like, this guy is going to be an unkillable fucking raid boss. Okay. Oriana is next on the list. Our damage increased. Nobody's playing this champion, and this is like typically a pro mainstay. So they're giving her. They're doing a couple things. So magic damage was 250 to 450 with a 90% AP ratio on the Shockwave. It's now going to be 250 to 550 with a 95% AP ratio. So she's going to get an extra 100 late and an extra 5%. That's everything.
All right. Moving on to Rel. And I peeked at this, and holy shit, they're trying to get people to play this fucking champion.
Dude, this
and
champion's
they're like,
fun now.
they hotfixed her.
Yep.
And apparently it wasn't enough. I'm looking now at Lawlytics. She is sitting at a healthy, nearly 54% win rate. This is before the patch.
Right.
She's not getting played though. 3.6%.
She's got like a. I think in the matchups that she wins, she excels really well, and I think in the matchups that she loses, nobody wants to play them. Like
crazy.
Nobody wants to play this champion into a Blitzcrank or into a Nautilus.
So, like we said on the hotfix, Rell's looking very strong. Supporting her Q still okay. So they are buffing her. Or they're adjusting her. So let's see. Default adaptive force stat was attack damage. Now it's ability power.
Okay.
The Q shattering strike. The cast time was 0.5 seconds. Now it's 0.4 seconds. And the magic damage was 70 to 230 with a 60% AP ratio. Now it is 60 to 220 with a 60% AP ratio. And then the jungle monster damage was 300% of base damage. And now it's scaling 150 to 430 bonus damage to monsters. I'm not sure how those numbers will turn out. So if it was, okay, so 70, 300% of 70. So is that 210? Okay, so it's going to be nerfed early, and then, it's just a nerf overall, I think.
Right.
Okay. So that's a slight nerf on there, and I think that's going to be carried down through all the abilities.
Her clear was actually like ridiculously fast. It shouldn't have been that fast. Yeah, most of these tank champions have shit clear, right? Like Maokai has decent clear, but he has to use the saplings to do it. Gragas doesn't really have super fast clear, except for using the W to hit the AoE, right? Who's another tank champion that Cho'Gath has an awful clear. You have to really make use of the E. So when this champion's able to clear through all that shit and be a tank, it's fucking ridiculous. It's how she gets ahead so well. So, anyways.
So the W Ferromancy crashed down. Magic damage was 70 to 190 with a 60% AP ratio. Now it's 60 to 180 with a 60% AP ratio. And then the jungle monster damage was 300% of base. Now it is 125 to 225 bonus damage to monsters. The Ferromancy mount up. The jungle monster damage again was 300% of the base. Now it's 55 to 275 bonus damage to monsters. And then E full tilt, the magic damage was 35 to 95 plus 50% AP ratio plus 4% of target's max health. Now it is 25 to 65 with a 50% AP ratio and then 3% of target's max health. The jungle monster damage base was it was 250% of base damage. Now it's 100 to 280 bonus damage to monsters. And then the percent damage cap against monsters is 150, and that's for that 3% on that auto attack.
Right. So cool on the auto attack, and I think on the that actually works on Shattering Strike as well. So
okay.
Anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you?
No, I'm done.
Okay. Ramble is next. He's got a myriad of changes here as well. I don't even want to read their blurb about it. We'll just go over it. So base stats. His base health is dropping from 659 to 625. However, his health growth, is going from 99 to 105 per level. And his base health regen is dropping from 8 to 7. That's per 5 seconds. I don't remember what the math works out to, but figure it out. You're smart enough, I'm sure. Passive, Junkyard Titan. Maximum heat was 100. It's now 150. And the danger zone is still going to remain at 50 plus. So it used to be at halfway. It's now going to be a third of the way. Overheat monster damage cap was 80. It's now going to be 65 to 150 based on level. Your overheat attack speed was 20 to 80%. It's now 50 to 130%. And the overheat duration was 5.25 seconds. It's not going to be 4 seconds. So Rumble in the Jungle, I think, is what they're trying to incentivize here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, down to Flame Spitter, the Q. Magic damage was 180 to 340 with 110% AP ratio. This is getting changed completely to 135 to 195, plus 6 to 10% of target's max health, plus 110% AP.
What the fuck? They're making him a tank killer?
The reason they're doing that is because he's typically played in top lane more than he's in mid lane. And so I think they're just trying to give him some agency up there because no one's playing Rumble right now. Because he doesn't have any good matchups mid, and he definitely doesn't have any good matchups with all the tanks being top. So I think this gives him a way back into the game. The minion damage modifier is going to drop by 5% at all ranks, from 60 to 80 down to 55 to 75%. And new monster cap on percent health damage is 65 to 300 based on level. The W Scrap Shield. Shield value was 60 to 180 plus 45% AP. It's now 25 to 145 plus 4% max health plus 25% AP.
Oh, okay. We're making him a bruiser a little bit here.
Yeah, this is screaming to me, Rylai is demonic. E, Electro Harpoon. Heat generated was 10. It's now going to be 20. This is just to match the added heat that he gets. And Ulti, the Equalizer, cooldown is changing. It was 100 to 70. It's now 130 to 80.
Oh, big. I'm down to play some Rumble Jungle. Sounds
Rumble
fun.
in the Jungle. You got to drop the hammer, dude. Okay.
Moving on to Rise, our favorite pro play champion. So let's see. Maximum mana increase was 6% per 100 AP. Now it's 10% per 100 AP.
Okay.
Boy. Okay. And then the E spell flux magic damage was 60 to 180 plus 45% AP plus 2% bonus mana. Now it is keeping the same base, 60 to 180, but now it has a 50% AP ratio, keeping the 2% bonus mana scaling. And then the missile speed is up from 3,500 to 4,000. That shit was already really fast.
Yeah, it's even faster.
Just gonna spread to those minions quickly.
This champion will be in pro play next week, I'm sure, or next patch or whatever, whenever they get their update. I'm almost positive of it. You're giving him 4% per more mana per 100 AP. That's 4 more mana per 100 AP, and this is a champion that's going to have, what, like 500 AP? So you're talking a total of 20 more mana, right? And then that just goes back, hand in hand back to what he scales and allows him to face roll more often. So you'll see this champion. He's one of small nerfs that make him insane. Sivir's next on the list. Attack damage growth decreased. W bounce damage increased. So our attack damage growth was 2.8. It's now going to be 2.5. And her ricochet bounce damage was 25 to 45% AD. It's now going to be 30 to 50% AD. So they're just saying she's not going to be able to attack as fast, but they're trying to keep her damage kind of similar there. So.
All right, moving on to the last two, which is a fucking headache and a half.
Oh, shit.
This champion, Yuumi and Zeri, I don't know what they're going to do, what the fucking plan is. Because, like, I've been seeing, there was a statistic on the subreddit. I don't know if I can find it. Because, like, obviously, LCS hasn't been being played because of all the nonsense. But right. LCK, it's like, I think they said, like, Zeri and Yuumi have seen 100% presence in pick and ban.
Jeez.
And it's like, yeah, I don't know what this, so sick of this fucking champion. Both these champions. It's like, I'm not even like, I would laugh at it, but I'm just like, I'm so over it. They've never had two champions that were this like problematic.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
So let's see. Yuumi, the W, you and me. The best friend bonus, 10 to 20% heal and shield power based on ally level. Now it is 5 to 15 based on spell rank. Wow, that is a big fucking nerf.
Yes, it is.
Because I don't think you are maxing your W first.
You generally don't. This is usually the last.
Yeah, so that
max.
sucks ass. Okay, that's a pretty fat nerf.
Right.
Zoomies, the shield value was 90 to 210 with a 30% AP ratio. Now it is 80 to 180, keeping the 30% AP ratio. And then the attack speed buff was 35% plus 8% per 100 AP. Now it is 25 to 35 plus 8% per 100 AP. So pretty sizable nerf there. And then the R final chapter heal per hit was 30 to 65 with a 15% AP ratio. Now it's 25 to 55 with a 15% AP ratio. These are some pretty sizable nerfs.
I think the biggest one is that W. It forces you now. Yeah. It used to be max Q. You go Q E Q E Q. Until you can max Q. Now this is gonna make you make a choice, right? You're probably still gonna do that. I think is what they're banking on, so it's going to make you weaker. You're not going to have that same extra heal and shield power, which is like the whole fucking point. Is like, hey, that's, you're either going to have more heal and shield power, or you're going to be able to poke. And so you have to decide, and given the landscape of how the support items work, if you want to complete your quest, you're going to need to poke. Or you're going to have to dismount and go with the relic shield item. But I don't know that that really helps Yuumi. She's better off just having the AP, the raw AP, right? So they're forcing you into. It might be subpar. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it works in game, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty subpar in terms of other champions in comparison. So I think this is probably a good nerf. It's just the question is, how hard does it hit this champion? Does it hit this champion to take it out completely? I think if it takes the champion out of the game completely, that's not a good nerf. That's too hard, right? You want to have some sort of presence if you can, especially for a champion that has a easy barrier to entry, right? So it's just going to be interesting to see what happens with this champion and with this next one.
Yeah. All right. Tell me about Zeri.
All right. Here's the basics. Movement speed increased. Passive removed. Q passive added in its place. Q no longer activates Sheen, and E crit strike multiplier increased. So I had actually kind of seen this. Movement speed's going up by 5 from 330 to 335. No big deal. The passive living battery is the one where she attacks and steals percentage of shields. So it said here, the passive where Zeri steals 45% of the shields she damages and gains 10% movement speed for 2 seconds whenever she receives a shield has been removed, which is good. In its place, the Q passive goes here. So the Burst Fire's passive has been moved to Zeri's primary passive. The Burst Fire passive doesn't say here. I think it just means that she hits in 3-hit shots or whatever.
Yeah.
And then with the Q, it no longer will activate Sheen, since it is more or less her basic attack. I think they've recoded the ability, so it does not activate with Sheen, which is a big nerf. No more Triforce Zeri that becomes immediately inefficient and forces her back onto something like... you might see her... I wouldn't be surprised if you see her on Navori, because technically it's still an ability, and she would get more damage out of that, right?
I think Navori is the way to go.
And then obviously, yeah, because she's got her W that can deal more damage, and then she gets the crit multiplier on E. So the maximum on hit crit strike multiplier was 65%. It's now 85%. So they are pushing you hard into building a crit build. And yeah, I think like you said, you're gonna go Navori and go that route. Navori to, I don't know, Bloodthirster or something.
I think a Hurricane was still good.
Yeah, Hurricane's still good because you get crit and multiple hits there. So I don't play this champion. Purple would be the person I would recommend you to talk to or listen to if you had some questions. But
just kill this champion. I'm so sick of these champions.
I'm so sick of the fact they can't figure out how to balance them, and we can't figure out how to understand what they're doing with their balance. This is the first understandable patch that I think they've had for her, right?
That's true. I'll agree with you there. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'll see some TikTok sometimes of like pro play, like, oh my god, Zeri pentakill. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, it's not. It just doesn't feel like skilled play.
Does she have the most
especially
pentakills for a champion
yeah.
in pro play?
It's last year. It like fuck. Oh, let me see. Most
Pentakills per champion.
champs in pro. 3 champions that you should look. I'll see. Because it was like I can't remember what the champion was, and then oh my god,
I feel like it was Twitch or something, or Callista
So
maybe.
So let's see. Let's see. So today I learned Kaisa. This was a year ago. Most pentakills in the game.
Oh, Kaisa.
So
Dude, I forgot about
Kaisa
Yeah,
had
yeah.
it.
Yeah, because she's
But-
like an assassin.
But think about how many years ago Kaisa came out,
Sure.
and I'm pretty sure Zeri already overtook that like last year.
Oh, it has to have. She had like every week.
133.
Yeah, every week she had like 2.
It to kills in pro. I just want to see if they have a count.
I'm sure somebody does.
So let's see. So okay, so as of okay, maybe wait, does she still have someone? So in 10 months ago, someone said she had 33 pentakills in pro play in 7 months, which seems like a lot.
Right.
When did Kaisa come out?
That was August 2012. Oh, pentakill statistics. Or 2022, I'm sorry, I can't read. Fuck me, right?
Okay, so yeah, so Kaisa's been out for 5 years.
Jesus.
So she has 130. That's less than 30 pentakills a year. That's a little less than 30 pentakills a year. So then you look at Zeri, who had
Oh,
33.
I found the totals.
Okay.
Found the totals from Leaguepedia. So Kaisa is the top at 150. Jinx is second at 108. Zeri is third at 75.
Okay.
And then Ezreal's fourth at 68, and Aphelios at 63, and then Lucian at 61. So that kind of makes sense. Those are the champions you expect to get pentakills. At the bottom of that list, just for reference sake, is Zillion with 1. How the fuck did Zillion get a pentakill in pro play? Hold on.
Probably Bjergsen.
You just drop a double bomb and blow up 3 people, and then chase someone down, and they just give it a... whatever. The point is, Kaisa at 150, it took... When did she come out? Like 4 or 5 years ago now?
Yeah, said 5 years ago.
Yeah, so that's...
Zeri's been out for a year and a half.
And she's got half.
More than half. Yeah, it's...
That's dead on half, right? 150,
especially even
75.
Jinx.
Yeah. Jinx been out
was
forever, right?
almost 10 years. 9 years.
Right.
2013. Like...
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. So, I'm sick of this champion. Takes like no fucking skill to play her, and it's very problematic.
Listen,
Same thing with Yuumi.
I just want you to know that Double Lift is second on the list with 10 pentakills.
Yeah, no one cares.
Bot laners have, out of, I don't know, like 1,500 pentakills, bot laners have like 1,000 of them. So that just gives you an idea. It's all coming from bot lane, which means those are going to be the champions heavily tilted towards pentakills. But let's move on to items.
Items. All right, Ardent Sensor is getting a hard nerf.
Yep.
The Sanctify on hit damage was 15 to 30 based on level. Now it's flat 15.
Yep.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. It sucks for those people that were wanting to play AP Ash. That's definitely hurting you when you pick the Font of Life build. So, Bloodthirster is next on the list. Total cost is going up from 3,200 to 3,400.
Okay. Gale Force, like I was talking about earlier, very OP. Attack damage was 55, now it's 50. And then the Cloud Burst active damage was 150 to 350, levels 8 through 18, plus 200% critical strike chance. Now it is 150 to 350, levels 8 through 18. Now it's only 45% bonus AD.
This is a direct shot at Yoni and Yasuo.
Just, yeah, any champion, especially them, that are getting close to that 100% crit threshold. I just want to say, like, I feel like Infinity Edge needs a buff or something. Like, I understand it gives you more crit damage, and that's fucking insane, right?
Right.
But it just kind of feels baity. I don't know.
I don't know when you're opting for Infinity Edge, unless you're playing Caitlyn, who's like the only one, right? Because she has built-in
I would
crits.
still go Gale Force. There's no point. Like the fact that they moved the 7% movement speed is fucking huge.
Right.
That it gave these very slow non-mobile champions, and of course, it has the dash anyways. I just feel like the Infinity Edge is just needs a buff or a change or something.
It probably needs something in the Mythic passive, or this one needs to remove movement speed from the Mythic passive or something. You know what I mean?
I think that would kill it. If it killed that 7% off the item, it would. I don't know what Infinity Edge needs, but the item sucks.
Right. I do like the little note they left at the end. It says some players and one champion might be pleased to know it takes 444.4444 bonus AD to match the damage from the old crit scaling. So, just a heads up, you're not gonna get enough AD to match that. So, well, you might. If you're Jhin, you might get that much AD. So it may not make a difference for Jhin late game. So yeah, there you go. Shield Bow is next on the list, and it's getting a lifesteal buff from 7% to 10%. I think this is good because there's not a whole lot of times where I look and I go, I should offer Shield Bow instead of Bloodthirster, but because Bloodthirster gives you what, 18%? Is it 18% or 20% lifesteal?
I think it's 20. It got buffed to 20, and
Yeah.
it gives you the 50 AD.
50 AD over 50%. It's basically what's that one rune? I cannot remember the name of that. I fucking hate.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, if you're over 70% health, you get like extra damage. I can't think of what it's called. It's purple and it's in the blue tree, and that's all I remember. But Bloodthirster basically gives you that plus a lot of lifesteal, which I enjoy. But
Absolute focus.
there you go, absolute focus. But Shield Bow is like such a 7% lifesteal. Fucking, that's a Vamp Scepter. Like I would rather buy Bork over Shield Bow because on hit lifesteal and a slow, like I'll take that. You get more lifesteal out of Bork anyways. You get the on hit magic damage, which is nice to split your damage up a little bit, and then you get the slow where Shield Bow just has a lifeline passive, and in the lifeline passive I don't remember, I haven't looked at the item in a while. It's not like Maw or Steric's lifeline passive, right? I think the lifeline passive is just the shield. I don't think you get a bonus on attack speed.
You do get attack speed.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of times where I start to think to myself, I should go Shield Bow instead of Bloodthirster, just because the value of the extra 10% lifesteal to me is a lot higher. So
you get the shield and then 30% bonus attack speed for 8 seconds.
Okay. I couldn't remember because is it Steric's that gives you damage in the shield?
Steric's gives you size, tenacity,
Right.
and then Maw. I think no, they got rid of the shit on Maw. Maw sucks now. I think
Maw kind of blows. The only thing you use Maw for is just the magic shield, which is good if you're going into a team that has a lot of
gives you life. It gives you lifesteal, 12%
Okay.
lifesteal.
Okay. That's 12%. That's a lot. I mean, that's more than Shield Bow gives you regularly.
For 2.5 seconds.
I know.
Sucks.
But
So
all right.
it might make it worth to build this item.
Yeah. I think if they brought this lifesteal up to 12%, I think then this item would contend with
I think it'd be OP.
Bloodthirster. Right. Well, their whole thing is they're not seeing diversity between this and Bloodthirster, right? So like you have to like
Because Bloodthirster gives you 69,000 AD.
right, and
can't
an
compete
extra
with that.
10% fucking lifesteal on top of
Yeah.
that. So like if you brought this up to 12% and maybe drop off some of the bonus attack speed you get when the shield pops or something, it kind of make it not so great on the lifeline passive, but better as just a basic item. I think you'll have a better Shield Bow. I don't know if this is enough to make me buy it. So,
All right. Moving on to Imperial Mandate. Coordinated fire application was 35 to 75 levels 1 through 18. Now it is 40 to 60 level 8 through 18.
okay.
Coordinated fire proc was 70 to 150 level 1 through 18. Now it is 80 to 120 levels 8 through 18.
Right.
And then the coordinated fire movement speed bonus was 20%. Now it's 25%.
I didn't even know you got movement speed for popping the mark. Ha! That's fucking cool. Okay. Poo Stone Renewer. Moonstone is weak on every champion that isn't named Soraka. No fucking shit. I actually hate new Moonstone. annoying, and it's only good if you're in a team fight or with more than 2 people. Okay, so the heal was 20 to 40% based on allies level 1 through 18. It's now just a flat 35%.
Oh, I like that.
The shield was 30 to 40% based on allies level 1 through 18. It's now flat 40%.
I like that.
Same target heal bonus was 15 to 30% based on ally level again. It's now flat 25.
Okay.
Same target shield bonus was 20 to 30% based on allies level. It's now flat 30%. Mythic passive was 5 ability haste. It's now 5 heal and shield power. So that's huge.
Shut up and take my money. This is back in.
That
this item
is
feels
huge.
good.
Yep.
This looks good.
I like that a
Fuck
lot.
the scaling bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just I'll take an astronomical amount of 5% less, but you're getting that 15% extra. Like
Sure.
it's big.
Sure.
Big.
It explains why they dropped the other stuff by 5%, right? And then you'll get
Buffed it immediately. You get it quicker.
Right.
Cool.
So I like it.
I love it. All right, Phantom Dancer, easy enough. Attack speed was 30%. Now it is 35%.
Okay.
Let me just do rapid fire.
Yeah,
I'll
no.
just do the next two because they're all the
same,
energized. Rapid fire cannon energized damage was 60 to 140 based on level. Now it's a flat 60.
Oh,
Yikes! That's a big hit.
Shit.
And then static shiv energized damage was 80 to 190 levels 7 through 18. Now it is 10, or now it's 100 through 180 levels 6 through 18.
Okay.
All right.
Where's the Vagar? Runes overheal. Shield value was 20 to 300. It's now going to be 11% of max health.
Oh shit!
And I think that's what it used to be max health before, I believe.
I think so.
So let's see. The reason, Overheal was meant as an avenue for disenfranchised ADC players to opt into more durability for games they needed it. In reality, most players don't typically mess with their rune pages, but pros sure do. Moving Overheal back to maximum health ratio will open up its users to self-sustaining fighters and tanks while nerfing it for marksmen. Technically, Aphelios gets more shielding levels 1 through 5, but this is overall a significant nerf otherwise. Meanwhile, it's substantially stronger for high health champions like fighters. Overall, this is the strongest or second strongest Overheal has ever been. And I could see this being really good on like a Trundle, Darius.
Oh god. Trundle, Darius,
Tryndamere.
Mundo.
Mundo, right.
Like fuck, I'll even Nasus. I'll
Susan.
I'll put
yeah.
Nasus.
Oh yeah.
I'll even fucking play Sejuani in the jungle with this. This
She's
sounds
another
fucking,
one that takes. Yeah, she takes
that's a
fleet.
pretty
right?
big. That's a 11% max HP.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, and
Okay.
since you're not getting that with Bloodthirster anymore, you're not double dipping either. I think it's also why like they changed the shield value, right? Because like it was meant for ADCs, and then you had Bloodthirster that would give you the what was it called? No, it wasn't called Bloodwell. It was called something else stupid. And so you don't have that anymore. So they have some freedom to be like, well, let's make it max health based, and that'll kind of like for an ADC, it's a nerf, right? Because you're not gonna have 3,000 health probably. You might have kind of close to that. So you're probably not going to get full 300 out of it. You're probably going to get like 270 as a marksman at max level, you know? But like you said, Sejuani, someone who's got fucking 5,000 health or something like that,
It's a 500-point shield.
right. You're talking a massive fucking shield to rip through someone who's got a shit ton of defenses as well. So yeah, that will allow bruisers or some of those tank 2
Tanks.
champions to opt into the yellow tree. And maybe go like a fleet footwork as opposed to, I mean, Conqueror's probably not good. You're probably not going to see PTA or lethal tempo on those champions. But
Right, yeah, no, Fleet would be good.
right,
Like sustain.
this actually probably is good for Gnar too. Like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Conk Gnar or something like that. So yeah, cool. Systems.
All right. Mid lane gold. It says here comes the money. Mid lane gold are worth 1 less gold each before 14 minutes. That's what it was. Now it says mid lane minions are worth the same amount of gold as minions in other lanes. Minion equality has been achieved. I don't even remember when they changed that, so I don't know if that.
I don't
affects
don't
me.
remember what I feel like I kind of remember because I think part of it was to counteract some funneling. Because the mid wave gets there faster, so the mid wave gets more. It doesn't get more waves, but it can clear out faster, and so I think what was happening is you have these Terex or Janna's go mid, and then you'd have a Yi or a Graves come in and take the farm and get full gold value for it. And so what they did is they reduced it because mid lane's right in the middle. It's easy to get to, and the minions get there faster. So they had reduced it for a little bit to try to even things out, which is why mid laners seem kind of weak unless you're playing a high kill champion, right? And so they're kind of fixing that, and mid laner is going to be really strong again. So red buff.
That's the last one.
Red buff is way more prevalent now that buff sharing exists. Due to this, we'll need to bring its power levels down a tad by reducing its late game damage output and retaining its slow and regeneration properties. So, damage was 6 plus 6 times level, which I think was 12 to 114. It's now going to be 6 plus 4 times level, which will be 10 to 78. The slow amount was 10 to 25. It's now 10 to 20 and halved for ranged champions, looking at you, Ash. And the health regen was 1 to 9%. It's not going to be 1 to 5%.
Ooh, that's big.
That's big. I don't hate that. I think I agree, although I've not seen too many people remembering that, like, hey, you can go pick up an extra buff.
Bro, especially playing Ivern, like, I have to fucking scream at my laners. I'm like, bro, there's a free fucking red buff here. Do you know what it does? Wow, it gives you burn damage and health regen.
Right. I think people just forget that they added that in there because, like, they talked about it, but, like, we're not used to that, right? So, it's crazy that, like, if you're playing Ivern, people aren't, like, just picking up on that. That's, like, the whole point Ivern existed in the first place, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I
weird
play with apes. All right, ARAM adjustments, don't give a shit. Clash, don't really care. There's a whole bunch of mythic shop rotation changes coming in. I'm not too interested in that. You can
like
that guy.
This bug fix at the bottom. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Say what you were gonna say.
Oh no, I was moving down to bug fixes.
At the last bug fix here says we've added a slider to repeatedly purchasable items in the token shop. They did add this, and they didn't say anything before the event ended, and it was like a super fucking welcome fix because it sucked to have to click, like, if you had like 9 tokens left, and you're like, okay, well, just give me my blue essence, and you're sitting there fucking clicking blue essence like 9 times, like, can I just have a slider to pick how much I want of that or whatever? Yeah. They fixed this about a week and a half ago and just didn't say anything.
Why that wasn't implemented when this whole, like, event thing, like how they did it as like a battle pass, why that wasn't implemented in the beginning was beyond me. I don't know. It's it's so fucking annoying.
I agree.
Let me look through these. I wonder if Riot's ever gonna fucking address the fact that I have to go in and manually change from summoner name to champion names every game.
Dude, the other bug. Oh, go ahead. So I have another one.
Is the other bug? Systems. Is it the settings?
Yeah. So the extended tooltip settings.
I load into games. It says I'm on medium settings and I'm on full screen.
Oh, see, I haven't had that one, but the one I've been having, and it doesn't happen all the time. I load into a game, and if it tells me about off-screen pings,
I get that too.
Then if you go to your tooltip, it won't have extended tooltip, so I have to go back into the interface and hit always show extended tooltip, so I don't have to hit shift. That has been popping up, but I don't know what's causing it, so I haven't reported it because I don't have, they're going to want, like, hey, is this repeatable? I don't know. I don't know how to make it repeat.
I get really fucking annoyed, like, it's on medium settings, and then I'm on full screen. I have 3 monitors, so then when I go to Alt Tab, the whole fucking thing just minimizes, and it fucks me up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just need to go back to borderless and max settings. It happens like every other game. The summoner name, the champion name, is every single game.
That's Dean's favorite.
It's like, right, come on.
Dean loves that one.
It's fucking stupid, dude. It pissed me off. I don't care about Monkey Teabagger 69. I want to see what the champion's name is.
Oh, it's definitely Monkey Teabagger 69, my friend.
I don't know. That's it. We got the new skins. We talked about them. The Shanghai looks great.
Right.
Was there?
I think that's it, dude. I don't have anything else.
I was gonna say we could just quickly. I'm on the Discord. I want to look through some funny names really quick. We got a few more.
Oh yeah, we did get a few more.
What was it AZAP here had the TFT one. I'm assuming it's Little PP and Johnny Not Sins.
Yes.
Used Plumbus.
That was
Used
good.
Plumbus is pretty good.
Used Plumbus. I forgot about that.
Baby Loves Daddy. Give me those crits. I like that as a Trinidad name.
She's Hard Stuck was pretty funny.
Don't even want to.
Nope.
Don't even.
Neo.
Yeah, the zero one.
What about the one you had? 18 Naked Cam Boys.
Love it, dude.
That was just so apropos since I put in the
Yeah, Grant McDonald.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
I know I posted it in the chat, but like we were playing basically it's like were you guys over for when we did the song game at the Christmas party? Remember when we went in that circle and we so when that came up, me and Kyle just fucking died. I was like, song to play on a ranch. It was Ram Ranch, baby. Like, no fucking way. But yeah, 18 Naked Cam Boys is fucking incredible. Snack Bar of Doom.
I like Snack Bar of Doom.
Funny. And then Soft Girl Thighs and Soft Boy Thighs. All right.
I don't think mine are that soft, so they're just hairy.
They're hairy. They're coarse.
That's all I got.
So that's it, guys. Abuse Ivern. He didn't get touched.
Abuse Ivern. Abuse Nico.
Nico's still good.
Nico's still good. Kog'Maw, I think, is still going to be good. Rise might be back on the scene. The Wind Shitters should be taking kind of a shit. And Ashe should be very playable as an ADC. Oh, Rumble. Don't forget about Rumble. Rumble. Abuse the fuck out of Rumble. He's got some good changes, so.
Yep. All right, guys. That will be it. We'll be back on Friday for Champ Review, unless some breaking news happens. You know how it is. And then Saturday, the gameplay will be put up. I'll probably be editing some TikToks and shorts from that game and putting them up throughout the week. So, as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate, review wherever you're listening right now. Hit the link tree in the description. Come join the Discord. Come post your funny summoner names you see. And join in the discussions. Still trying to figure out something we can do for my birthday in about a month, like 3 weeks. Get something planned. Want to do another giveaway stream and just have a fucking fun ass time. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, we'll be back on Friday, and good luck in your games.
Later, y'all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Click right here to see the previous episode of the According to Low Elo podcast. Click right here to see the most recent gameplay video. Thanks again.